Under the lockdown series of tree talks, today I have chosen the topic pheasants. Pheasants are brilliantly colored birds. They are also known as the game birds, and mostly they have been hunted in the medieval past. But these birds have also connection to our religious ethos and cultural ethos. Our national bird is the peacock. But if we trace history, then Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta Maurya was brought up in the family where they formed the peafowls. So after he became king, he chose this connection to the peafowls under the name peacock nest. So in Hindi, it was named as Maurya and Mauryan Empire. Then we come to the Mughal Empire. Then we have the Mughal king Shah Jahan, who used to have the peacock throne, which was later taken away to Persia by Nadir Shah. In India, we have Indian peafowl, which is Pavo cristatus, also as the Vahan of Kartikeya, god of war. Usually we also associate the feathers of peacock with the goddess of learning, Saraswati also, and usually we see the kids putting the feathers in the books also. This is a magnificent bird, and when the male peacock dances and spreads its feathers, so it is also symbol of the cosmos, that Omkara. And this was rightly chosen as the national bird of India in 1963. But we also have in northeast the green peafowl, which is Pavo muticus, and another Burmese grey peafowl, which is Polyplectron bicalculatum, which is the national bird of Burma. Apart from the peafowls, we also have the partridges and also the quails. The quails are usually also, we have the quail farming, and there are many quails which has nurtured our cultural ethos, which are usually called bater in Dogri. Partridges are mostly teethers, and in teether you are well versed with chukor partridge. The literary people in literature, we find its mention as the bird which fascinates while looking toward the moon. And in the dark nights when there is no moon, it is ascribed, this chukor is fond of eating some sparkling or embers, but basically might be some kind of glow worms. So this is also domesticated, and this is the national bird of Pakistan and Iran. If we come to pheasants, in our Jammu and Kashmir we have the tragopan pheasant, which is critically endangered. And among all pheasants, other pheasants may have the nest on the ground, but this tragopan pheasant, which is called a Bindus in Bhadrawa area, called a Jijurana. Jijurana means, Juju means bird and Rana means king of birds in Himachal Pradesh, and this is the state bird of Himachal Pradesh, tragopan. And this is critically endangered, also found in our Poonch area and Boniar, Gulmarg forest in Kashmir. This particular bird nests on the trees and eats tubers, for example, even oak leaves and other berries, and sometimes insects also. Very beautiful bird, brilliantly colored. Underneath it is black with white spots, face is red, and it has two horns as we find in case of goat. So it has been named as a tragopan. Tragus means goat. So this bird is also found in coniferous forests of Jammu and Kashmir. Another pheasant which is beautifully, brilliantly bluish purple, which is called as Neel in Dogri and Monal as the Hindi name. This Monal pheasant has been named after the name of lady, Impian lady Mary Impe. She was basically the wife of the Chief Justice of Bengal, and in commemoration of her love for the pheasants, the bird has been named as Lophophorus impaginus, also known as the Impan monal pheasant. So this Lophophorus impaginus or monal pheasant is the state bird of Uttarakhand, and this is the national bird of Nepal. This is brilliant rainbow of colors, and this particular pheasant has the crest, and for this purpose in the earlier past it was slaughtered or poached by the people in the Himalayan belt for its feathers, which used to be decorated by the village headmen in the past. Now the hunting is banned under the Indian Wildlife Protection Act. So this particular pheasant lays about half a dozen eggs, or sometimes 8 to 10 eggs also. But in case of Tragopan pheasant, which is Jujurana, hardly 4 or 5 or up to 6 eggs are laid. This monal pheasant, we also have similar looking the Chinese pheasant also, which is also under the same genus Lophophorus. And other pheasant which is found in Jammu and Kashmir is Cheed pheasant, Catrius wallichii. This is a high altitude coniferous forest bird which is found in Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Kashmir and Poonch area. We also have the Koklas pheasants. Koklas pheasants are Pucrasia macrolopha, and they are dull colored, and these birds are very fond of eating the seeds of the coniferous forests, pines, deodar, fir and spruce. And these are the game birds and has been also poached and hunted by the hunters, although the hunting is strictly prohibited now. Another pheasant which we find in the Himalayas, that is a blood pheasant, Ethagines cruentus. This is not found in Jammu and Kashmir, but this is found in central India, central Himalayan. And another pheasant which is very common in Jammu also, Jammu Shivaliks, that is Kalij pheasant, Lophura leucomelanas. This bird is also found in Poonch area and almost everywhere, and this is again a very fascinating game bird. Another we have the wild fowl. We have the domesticated this fowl, but we also have the wild fowl which is found in the forests, Gallus. And another which is we find in South India and Maharashtra, that is Gallus sonorati. We have many other birds which are found in Jammu and Kashmir, especially the partridges, quails and these pheasants. All these pheasants, they need the dense forests and the food berries to eat. For example, in case of Tragopan and Monal, they love to eat the berries of Viburnum. Not only Viburnum, but they are also taking out the tubers of the grasses like Cyprus rotundus. So even the acorns of the Quercus semicarpifolia. So they have a very specific habitat. Or in case of Tragopan, the government of India has started the conservation program in Himachal Pradesh, and we are trying to raise them in the captivity. But these magnificent birds, which have nurtured our culture, history and our beauty of our environment, they need to be protected, and the stories, whether it is folklore or other kind of connectivity in the historic past or through Vedas and Upanishads, it need to be told and retold to the our students, younger kids, so that they feel pride in natural heritage of India. Thank you. Thank you.